Good morning, lovely viewers. I am Dr. Amma, and this is the premiere edition of Talk with Amma. Stay tuned. Okay, so hello once again. I'm Dr. Amma, and I'm a certified and registered pharmacist here in Ghana. I've been into the pharmaceutical industry for quite some time now. I've worked in several hospitals, mainly in Accra, and I'm currently into community pharmacy, which I must say is very interesting. I mean, the questions you hear sometimes will blow your mind. So, if you ask me the purpose for this channel, I would just say that there are so many questions people have, especially relating to healthcare. Most people go to the hospitals and they are not able to fully express themselves well. And it does get better when they come to the pharmacy because maybe the place might not be too busy at a point in time. But then this channel seeks to address certain issues, certain concerns that people may not be able to fully discuss, or addressing issues that people are a little shy to openly talk about. So this is a channel where we learn, we network. This is a channel where we have fun because we'll be looking at really dicey, interesting, a little controversial issues as well. But generally, it's a place where we would learn a little more about our healthcare, general well-being, how to address certain issues, first aid, and many more in between. As we go ahead, we'll know how to go about certain things as well. I hope to be frequent as possible. I'll be answering questions that people generally ask. But in case you do have a question, you can feel free to put them or comment below. And also, we would try as much as possible to answer those questions. When the questions are a little above me, who knows, we could get a guest to come in to further explain certain things that could be on our minds. Anyways, but then, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Be a community, join the community, and we'll be looking at several things that is on your mind, is bothering your mind. You go on Google, you search, but then we are coming to Ghana. The issues here in Ghana and who knows worldwide. But there's no schedule yet. So any goals I want to achieve? Yeah, well, definitely. So I'm hoping to build a really solid network with everyone here. And please be nice. We don't accept, we don't tolerate abusive comments. Okay, so this is a peaceful community. Be nice to each other. And I'm hoping to be frequent in a number of times I do post a video, and I'm hoping to cut across major or really common questions that people ask concerning healthcare, concerning medications, hopefully addressing issues in our pharmaceutical industry, addressing issues in how to properly take in medications. There are some people that they have several medications they are taking. Sometimes they repeat medications from different brands unknowingly. Okay, so how to address, how to be right with your medicines. Okay, how to live a healthy lifestyle. And we are also looking to have fun as well, to learn from each other. There will be storytelling and plenty gist. It would be more like a story, a general story, so that I don't break that confidential policy. Anyway, so we'll be learning very well, and I'm hoping to also broaden my knowledge in certain areas and aspects in pharmacy. So welcome to the family. Feel free to like, subscribe, and share with your friends so that And also click on that bell, that notification bell, so that you will be notified anytime I post in a new video. I'm hoping to see you come back, and if you have a question that you want me to start with, feel free to comment below, and adios. Bye bye. Hello, good evening.
Oh, good evening.
Please, you have a dress solution for dressing.
Oh, yes, we have dress solution. What
One
size?
small one.
You want the small one? Okay.
So that'll be 360.
Okay.
Madam, please, you gave me one medication. Or
What's wrong with medication? They should ask for dress solution.
methylated spirit. You gave me dress solution.
Oh, so you should have said you want a methylated spirit. You didn't request for methylated spirit, so you can't just say that we gave you wrong medication because you
Should have
forgot.
educated me on it. Hi, hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to yet another episode on Talk with Amma. This channel talks about everything relating to holistic health and wellness. For today's episode, we'll be looking at some things you can do when you cannot sleep. If you're a new timer here, subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, my oldies. Welcome back. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. So quite recently, we've had a number of people walk into the community pharmacy for medications that help them to sleep. And we realize that most people find it very difficult sleeping, and even the quality of sleep they have is poor. Why am I even talking about sleep? Is sleeping that important? Well, sleep is very important, and it helps your mind and body relax and recharge for a healthier and a more alert body and mind the following day.
One of the keys to fully falling asleep is relaxation.
Research states that the relaxation response is a physiological process that positively affects your mind and your body. So it does this by reducing stress and anxiety, and it can also enable you to peacefully drift off to sleep. Take note that there are some elements that help in the relaxation response. So we'll be talking about some of these elements that would help you relax and also help you to sleep in the long run. One key element is a quiet environment. You don't have to be at a very noisy area, and when I say quiet, it doesn't have to be complete silence. You can have a calming music, a calming sound, something that can totally relax your body. And if you're in an area where there's a child crying or construction works going on at night, or you share a room with a roommate who is super noisy, then you have to try and avoid them and have a quiet, peaceful environment so that you can sleep. Number two is a focused attention. Another focused attention, that's where we have the controlled breathing, or you can also have a mental image or something that you keep saying to kind of focus your mind to gradually drift you off to sleep. Under this one, you can also be passive about it. So it's normal for your mind to keep wandering after a while. So you shouldn't be too tensed or have anxiety if you cannot focus. But do have something that you can do to keep you focused and gradually keep your body aware of what is going on in the presence, and research says that it allows you to sleep. Number three is be in a comfortable position. So the recommended one is to lie in bed. There are some people too that they can sleep in sofas, they can sit down and sleep and they are completely alright. But then, like I said, the recommended one is to lie in bed. There are sleeping positions that will help you sleep better.
And in another video, we'll look at how our sleep position affects the quality of our sleep.
Make sure that you have a comfortable mattress. Your mattress shouldn't be too hard and it shouldn't be too soft. There are different types of mattresses. There's the foam, the lattice, the airbed, hybrid, among others. So comfort is subjective, and some factors such as back pain, hip pain, your weight, or even the sleeping position can influence what mattress feels right to you. I'll share a link in the description box on how to choose your mattress. What I just shared are some of the key elements under the relaxation. I'll be talking about some other tips you can use to help you sleep. First thing you should do is to disconnect yourself from any electronic devices. So your phone, your laptop, if you have a TV in your room, you should put it off. It's because it makes it a little more difficult for you to fall asleep because it stimulates your brain and it becomes very hard to sleep. Number two, if you have very bright lights in your room or your room color is totally bright, I suggest you should change your painting in your room, and you should also dim your lights to make it a little cozy and not too bright. Okay, this helps to relax your eyes, calm your eyes, and if you don't want to put your lights off totally, you just dim it a little and it makes your eyes relax and you are ready to sleep. Also, make sure that you're in a comfortable dressing. Some of you wear jeans to sleep. I don't know why you wear jeans to sleep. You wear very heavy materials to sleep. I'm not saying that go naked and sleep, but wear something that is really comfortable and wouldn't make you feel too warm to sweat. You wake up and your pillow is all wet and dripping, and you think it's good. It's not good. So yeah, wear something appropriate and sleep. Another thing you have to do is to keep a really cool, pleasant room temperature. So it shouldn't be too hot and it shouldn't be too cold. Ideally, the cooler the better. But in all your doings, you have to be wise. But still keeping a pleasant room, a room that's when you walk in, you just feel like you want to sleep. The thing you can also do is to consider a calming scent. Okay, so you can invest in room scent, essential oils, something that can calm your senses. Something like lavender essential oil is really good. We also have other essential oils, other candles. Yes, don't leave your candles on when you're sleeping. You never know what it can catch whilst it's burning. So invest in scents that can change the aura of your room. Keep your room tidy. If you have things scattered around, it's time to declutter your room. Keep it simple, keep it neat. Anytime your eyes hit on something that is untidy, it registers in your mind. So it's time to tidy up your room. It's time to keep it simple, keep it clean, help your mind to focus and relax. When you enter your room, you know that it's time to sleep. Anytime you want to eat at night, you wait for like 2 hours before you sleep. Avoid heavy meals, spicy meals, alcohol. Why would you even take alcohol before you sleep? So you've tried everything that we've talked about for a period of time, okay? Because they're not something that the moment you start is going to work for you. You have to keep practicing it, especially with the controlled breathings and things that can help you relax. But the more you practice it, the more it becomes really easy for you to completely relax and finally allow your body to drift off to sleep. So it's getting worse. Even after trying all the tips that we've talked about, then it's definitely time to head to the hospital, see your doctor, see a psychologist or whoever that can help you relax and be able to sleep better, and that would be great. If you were able to sit through this video and you've gotten to the end of this video, then thank you for watching. If you learned something about some of the tips you can use to sleep well and you think that it would help someone, then do share this video, like this video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do so. Always remember that a healthy mind and body is a wealthy one. Have a lovely day, everybody. Bye bye.
Excuse me, are you the pharmacist? Yes, please. How can I help you? Can I have a word with you? Okay, I'll be with you shortly, please. Hmm. Asɛm ne sɛ, mete hɔ no, me ne me kunu yɛwɔ nkwadaa mmienu. Na seesei a no mempɛ sɛ mɛgye no. Mekɔ sukuu. Nti na mepɛ sɛ nka yɛbɛdi family planning ho nkɔmmɔ kakra. But na mepɛ sɛ mebisa sɛ, mmarima no, ɔmo wɔ kwan bi a ɔmobɛtumi afa so abɔ ama wɔ family planning no ho anaa? Anaa that's fine. Na mpakyɛw sɛn na wopɛ sɛ wo kunu no ɔboa wo wɔ family planning no mu? Contraceptives no, yɛwɔ mmarima deɛ anaa aside condom na yɛnim no? Because I say when we talk about family planning now, mmaa yɛwɔ options bebree. Wobɛtumi ayɛ eyi pill no deɛ wode bi wobɛfa no baby abaako anaasɛ emergency deɛ no koraa. Ayi deɛ ebi wɔ hɔ koraa a yɛtumi de nneɛma hyehyɛhyɛ wɔ mu ɛyɛ implant ahodoɔ nti na nka mebisa sɛ mmarima deɛ no aside condom no biribi foforɔ wɔ hɔ anaa? Mmom yɛka family planning no a bebree no a ɛyɛ a na sɛ focus no akɔdi mmaa so. Mmarima wɔ options kakra bi nso wɔ hɔ. But wohwɛ a option a bebree no anim no yɛ the use of condom no ɛna vasectomy no. Condom no deɛ ɛno ani nokorɛ nni. Condom no ɛngye yɛn. Na vasectomy no a wɔka no no nso ɛno ne deɛ he? Vasectomy no deɛ wote din no a ayɛ sɛ ɛyɛ hu kakra. Na sɛ yɛka pa a ɛno na ɛyɛ very effective sɛ yɛka mmarima contraceptive a ɛwɔ hɔ seesei a. The vasectomy no, n'adwuma a ɛyɛ ara ne sɛ ɛprevente sperms a ɛfiri mmarima mu kɔfra semen a wɔde fertilize ɔbaa. Nti deɛ ɛyɛ ara ne sɛ yɛhia surgeon a ɔbɛtwa na waseali tubes no a sperms ɛfiri mu fa ɛkɔfra semen. Nti ɛno saa no, wɔyɛ vasectomy no wie a mmarima nya semen no alright ɛno ara sɛ semen no sperms biara ɛmfra mu. Nti after 3 months ɛkɔ biara na ɛsɛ sɛ semen a mmarima no bɛproduce biara no sperms ɛnni mu. Nti vasectomy no adwuma a ɛyɛ ara no. Na vasectomy no ɛmma me kunu nyɛ impotent? Anaa yɛmfa no sɛ daakye mepɛ sɛ mewo mma a ɔbɛtumi ama m'anye? Dabi. Vasectomy no ɛnkɔsi erectile dysfunction biara. Na mmom nokorɛ kakra na ɛwɔ mu ne sɛ ɔmayɛ vasectomy no awie no, even though na yɛbɛtumi areverse no, ne bɔ yɛ den kakra. Ɛna ɛno no nso ɛnyɛ reversal no nyinaa na ɛyɛ successful. Na mmarima no, pill no a yɛnom no, ɔmo nni deɛ yɛfa no bi anaa? Ɛno deɛ nka ɛnyɛ bad o. Yɛnom na ɔmo nso nnom. Yɛnni biribiara saa wɔ hɔ ma mmarima. Oral one na ɛno nka mmarima bɛfa no nso ɔmo gu so ɛyɛ research. Wohwɛ a research na ɔmo yɛ no koraa pass first clinical stage. Nti ɛno no, the way a report ɛba no yɛhope sɛ nkyɛ ɔmo bɛwie na afei mmarima nso atumi ayɛ oral one no bi. Na research bɛn na ɔmo ayɛ a ɔmo nwie da? Ɛna ɔmo nyɛ na ɔmo nwie ntɛm ma yɛn na mmaa deɛ bebree wɔ hɔ mmarima adɛn dadaada mogu so yɛ research. Ma ɔmo nyɛ saa ɔmo nyɛ ntɛm na ɔmo nwie research mma yɛn. Mmaa yɛabrɛ dodo.
Now, let's take a look at some male contraceptives in the pipeline. The hormonal contraception gel. Now, this gel consists of the testosterone, which acts on the testes to stop sperm production, and the testosterone, which is included to retain libido. The gel is absorbed quickly when applied on the back and shoulders daily. The hormonal combination injection has a similar concept as the contraception gel, except this injection combines hormones with long-lasting action. So instead of using daily, an interval of 6 weeks and even 8 weeks has been tried and found to greatly reduce sperm production. The RISUG is a non-hormonal contraception, which stands for Reversible Inhibition of Sperm Under Guidance. It is when a chemical, mostly gel-like, is injected into the tubes carrying sperms from the testes, known as the vas deferens. An example is the Valsogel. It blocks and destroys sperms that get in contact with a chemical, but it can be reversed easily with the use of another chemical. Family planning methods should be discussed among couples. One gender shouldn't shoulder the burden of birth control or family planning. Thank you guys for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And always remember that a healthy mind and body is always a wealthy one. Bye. Hello, lovely people. Welcome to yet another episode on Talk with Amma, your holistic and wellness channel. Did you know that hypertension is a silent killer? It can lead to other cardiovascular diseases like stroke, heart failure, and even chronic kidney disease. There is therefore the need for an accurate and reliable method of blood pressure measurement. Okay? So in this video, we are going to look at some errors that can lead to false measurements when it comes to our blood pressure. So if you want to learn more about this, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. So to make things easier and very simple to understand, let's group these errors into four main groups. We have the patient related, we have the device related, we have the method related, and the observer related kind of errors. Patients who taking coffee or alcohol right before their BP readings can have false, increase in their BP measurement. So please take note. If you know that you're taking coffee or you're taking some alcohol, and especially in excess, then please do not go and check your blood pressure. Again, patients who have bladder distension or holding urine for a long period of time, please, when you're going to check your BP, make sure that your bladder is not full. Go and pee. If you need to use the washroom, and let whoever is checking your BP for you and use the washroom. Otherwise, you're going to get false or errors in your blood pressure. Another thing that I really want to put across is that cold exposures can cause your blood pressure readings to go up. Okay, this is because when you're feeling cold, your blood vessels they narrow temporarily. Okay, so it's not advisable to be checking your BP right under the AC, or if you're feeling really cold, then you may have to alert whoever is checking your BP. Something related to patient inaccuracy or errors is a white coat hypertension or effect. There are some people that automatically their BP readings shoots up when they are checking it in a clinic setting, or having a clinician check on them, their BP will just shoot up because of anxiety and maybe bad memories of the hospital or other things. If you are such a person, it is better to get the device and be checking at home or in an area where you feel you don't have anxieties. So let's move to the device related errors. Definitely, we know that when it comes to BP, you can either use the manual or automatic. When it comes to machines, there could be some errors. So we should also take note of these errors and calibrations that has to be done. It's not every device that you have to go and purchase. Make sure that whatever BP device you're going to buy is fully calibrated, is recommended, and it has correct reviews. Now let's move to the method related errors or the procedure related errors. I would definitely say that this is one of the areas where most of the errors come from. First thing is insufficient rest period. There are lots of people that they're in a hurry. Before they even check their PP, they want to sit down and come and check for them because they have to go and do something. You know you're in a hurry. Please don't come to the facility to check your BP because you need to sit down for some time, a period of 5 to like 10 minutes so that you can calm down. Then we check your BP for you. There was also some research that was done, and it was realized that when you are checking your BP, your arm shouldn't be below your heart when you're checking your BP. It should be at the same level. So if you are checking your BP at a facility and realize that your arms are positioned wrongly, then definitely you're going to get a false raised BP measurement. When you're checking your BP, do not cross your legs, but please, when you are checking your BP, make sure that your feet are laid flat on the floor. Your arms are same level with your heart, not lower or above your heart. Then you sit relaxed in the chair that you're given to check your BP. Yes, another major thing that I can't forget to mention is incorrect cup size. You don't need a too tight cup size that you can't put one finger inside. And we don't also want a very loose cup size that is all wiggly and moving up and down on your arm. We need one that fits correctly, but then you can also fit a finger inside.
If you're buying your BP device, make sure that you don't go and opt for a smaller cup size because the prices are cheap.
Do get one that fits correctly so that you get correct readings in order to help your doctor to fully diagnose if there's hypertension, or even when you're managing hypertension, it will be easier for us to track and know if the medications you're on or your lifestyle changes is actually having a positive effect on your blood pressure reading. So please do the right thing, and it will benefit you, it will benefit whoever is managing you, and everyone will be happy. Yes, then please, when you're checking your BP, that's not the time for you to be making calls. That's not the time for you to be talking to whoever is checking your BP for you. Do not talk whilst your BP is being measured. Again, research has been done and we realized that people that talk during the procedure have a slight increase in their BP readings. So please, if you want to converse with whoever is checking your BP for you, or you want to talk to someone, you can do that after your BP has been measured. So the last errors or group of errors that I want to talk about is the observer-related one. This one is mostly comes about when the person is using manual BP measuring device. So if the person is having hearing deficits or problems with hearing, then definitely we are going to get some small errors. So with this one, if you are using a manual BP device at your clinical setting, then it's appropriate to have multiple people check up on an individual in order to clear up errors that can come from one person. I believe we've all learned something new today. And if you are still watching and you haven't checked your BP, or you have no idea whether you fall within the normal blood pressure reading, or you have a pre-hypertensive reading, or you are even hypertensive, this is the time to go to the pharmacy or clinic to check your blood pressure. Stay safe and always remember that a healthy mind and body is always a wealthy mind. Bye. Hi, hello, wonderful, amazing people. Welcome to yet another episode on Talk with Amma. You've come under the weather, you're feeling a little sick, and the first thought that comes to your mind is, let me go grab some antibiotics. This video is for you, because in this video, we are going to look at myths regarding antibiotics. Yes, we are going to separate facts from fiction. So if you're new here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Number one, regardless of what ails me, it doesn't hurt giving antibiotics a try. First of all, let us establish the fact that antibiotics work on bacterial infections, okay? And even with the bacterial infections, we have different kinds. Some are aerobic, some are anaerobic, various different kinds located all over the body. So you can't just be going around taking antibiotics if, first of all, your infection is not a bacterial kind of infection. Secondly, most medications have their side effects. Some people can't react to medications. Okay, you could be allergic to a particular type of medication based on the formulation. I would advise that you just don't go to the pharmacy requesting for antibiotics. Number two, once I start feeling better, it's okay to stop taking my antibiotics. After all, I'm feeling fine, so what's the point of taking these medications that it's not too comfortable taking anyways? A whole lot of research have been done concerning a particular type of infection. Okay, so we know the duration at which you're supposed to take these antibiotics. We know the cause. So when I say cause, it's just the number of days or duration at which you're supposed to take these antibiotics. Or for some antibiotics, you have to do 8 hourly. Some you may have to do 12 hourly. Some you may have to do every 6 hours.
and for a particular number of days. Okay, really not advisable to start antibiotics and stop halfway when you're feeling better because you just weaken the bacteria and they are not fully destroyed. And the worst part is once they come back strong again, they mutate because they are living organisms and they form a resistance. So if you're not lucky, you may take the same antibiotics again and it may not work for you. Not that the antibiotic is fake or it doesn't work, but you're having resistant strains of bacteria.
So who caused it? You did.
Myth number three, it is okay to use someone else's medications, especially antibiotics, if they have them. Now, everything about this is wrong. People are not even supposed to have antibiotics lying down at home as first aid. You can't assume that what you are suffering from is what someone else is also suffering from. Because of the course everyone is supposed to take, when you go to the pharmacy, it's very likely that they'll give you the number of antibiotics based on that particular course. They won't go more than that, okay? So either the person didn't complete the duration or you're also not going to complete because you don't get a full course. So please, if you're feeling under the weather and you're not too sure, go to the pharmacy, describe your symptoms to the pharmacist, and if they know from fact that you may need an antibiotic, they'll give you one. But the best thing for everyone to do is to do a lab test first to establish the fact that there is an infection. Myth number four, if I'm careless with antibiotics, I don't harm anyone. It's just me. So just deal with yourself, mind your own business. Yeah, this is a myth. Now, if you start developing resistant strains of bacteria and it becomes very difficult for a particular type of antibiotic to fight against these infections, it worries everyone around you because resistant strains spread easily. Okay, so sometimes you may not be taking antibiotics wrongly, but because majority of the people in your community are misusing antibiotics, it affects everyone. And because there are not enough antibiotics approved by FDA, it would be very selfish and unwise to misuse antibiotics because we need a very few ones left to remain effective. And you wouldn't want to be spending huge amounts of money treating a bacteria kind of infection that could be easily solved with, not too expensive antibiotics. So please, let's use antibiotics appropriately. Now, the fifth one is as human beings, once in a while, we need to be taking antibiotics to clear off germs and infections that we are exposed to. Now, this is a very interesting one. I had someone walk into the pharmacy requesting for antibiotics, and he said, "Oh, why am I asking him plenty questions?" Because he heard on radio that as a man, once in a while, you have to be taking antibiotics because this world is polluted and we are exposed to all kinds of infections. I asked him if he had some symptoms of infections, and he said he's perfectly well. He's just taking antibiotics so that he doesn't get exposed to infections. Now, this was pretty interesting because this man said he heard on radio. So I was even questioning, like, who said it on radio? Was it a doctor? Was it a pharmacist? Who was that? He said, oh, he doesn't even remember. Okay, that's fine. So we had a very long, interesting chat, and it is actually one of the reasons why I decided to make this video. Yeah, God created you well. Okay, this body that you have, it has its own immunity. We have the innate immunity. It's not every kind of infection or ailments that when it comes to you, you need to take oral medications for it. Okay? The body itself can fight those kind of infections. Now, what you do to yourself to harm it is that when you start taking these antibiotics, anytime you see a small ache, then it means anytime you feel that small ache, the body doesn't have memory cells to remember and fight that particular type of disease because you didn't give the body a chance to learn and fight it on its own. So you become very weak, and with any small thing passing in the wind, you catch it because your body is weak. It's like going to school and being spoon fed all the time. You don't develop your brain, you don't remember anything, so you don't learn on your own. That is exactly how the body is. The body can fight on its own. It is only with some particular type of infection that you may need some support with some medications. Okay, this is why we even encourage vaccination, because you're kind of introducing a weaker form of the infection so that the body would be able to fight it and keep memory cells. Okay, well, please, gentlemen, wherever you hear that from, I would advise that you check the source again and be sure that you don't just take anything that you hear online or on radio or on the news. Just make sure that any information that you are getting, you do a quick check. Be sure not to be sharing false information, because you are also you are part of the problem, my friend. Yeah. Thank you. So there are several myths regarding antibiotics, and I just mentioned some few myths. So please help us. Let us also help you, and let us help ourselves, because we all want to live longer. No one wants to die early.
Don't walk to the pharmacy and request for amoxicillin or Flagyl, or you'll be mentioning names, and when we ask you why you are taking these medications, you'll be angry with us.
Please, there are reasons why we ask you certain questions. So please, let's help ourselves, and we would all have a longer life, a healthier life, a stronger body and mind, because our body would be able to also learn and fight infections on its own. And also remember that a healthy mind and body is a wealthy life. Do have a lovely day. Bye bye.
Hello there, lovely viewers. It's yet another episode on Talk with Amma. Today I'm going to share a story of something that happened to me at the community pharmacy. Yes, so as I promised in my first video, I'll be sharing stories on this channel as well. So if you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, this is the time to do so. Stay tuned as I narrate the story. It was this bright Saturday morning, and I was the one on duty for work. I did my morning routine at home and headed out to work. I got to work, and as usual on Saturdays, so we have some people that will come in with prescriptions, we have some clients that will walk in with complaints, and if it's something that we can handle at the community pharmacy, we do so. There are also some people that come in for counseling, and there are some people that will just walk in and greet us. They will have some word with us, converse with us, and they'll leave. It just makes them happy when they see us. We also have clients like that, so just walk in, maybe check their BP, do a sugar test. We have all these kind of people that walk in on a Saturday. And for our pharmacy, we have the supermarket or the non-pharma section. We have people that also walk in and do their shopping, cosmetic shopping, daily household shopping, amongst others. On Saturdays, it depends. It can be very busy at the pharmacy and sometimes not too busy. Okay, I had mentally prepared myself for a full day, because on Saturday I do a full shift.
Baby, I wish I knew
On this particular day, it was quite busy at the pharmacy, but then I remembered two particular people because they did something that wasn't acceptable to me at the community pharmacy, and we only found out after they had left the pharmacy. These two people who walked into the pharmacy, a man and a woman, I don't know if they were dating or not, so that one I won't go there. So they did their shopping, they did their cosmetic shopping, they bought some things for their household, and they got to the counter. Okay, so as I said earlier, the place was a little busy. We had to attend to some people as well. I realized that as they were standing there, they seemed to be arguing about something, but I wasn't too sure. They'll argue about something, then they'll take a look at me, then they will continue arguing, and it became a little uncomfortable, but I felt maybe it wasn't about me. And about that same time, clients called me to assist him with how he would take his medications. I went and I assisted the client. So after I was done with everything, I headed back to the counter to assist my work colleague who was attending to these couples or friends, let me put it that way. I assisted, and we both realized, my work colleague and I, we realized that the way the guy has held his phone, it was in an angle that it looked as though he was taking pictures of us, but we couldn't ask him and we couldn't question him because we felt okay, maybe he wasn't taking the picture. And after all, if he was taking a picture, like, what can we do? We are in a public space, so anyone can take a picture. But at least it would have been right for him to ask us if it was okay to take pictures of us. We don't even know why he was taking pictures of us. Now, because we weren't sure if they were taking a picture or not, we really didn't do anything. We just went about our normal procedure. We served them, we made sure everything was okay, and we allowed them to go. As they had left the pharmacy and the place was a little quiet and not too busy, my work colleague approached me and was like, "Did you realize that they were taking pictures?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I wasn't too sure if he was taking pictures of us or of the pharmacy." You know, sometimes it's like you're not too sure if it's the pharmacy that he's taking a picture of or it's you, the individual, that he's taking pictures of. So it was then that another work colleague approached me and was like, "Oh,
You were the one we were taking pictures of."
I asked her, "Oh, why are you saying that?" And she said,
I overheard them talking about you, that you looked exactly like someone they knew, and they were arguing if I was the one or not.
and I was like, I mean, it felt, I could feel the gaze on me, but I didn't really conclude that they were talking about me. And even if you think I'm the person, you can easily approach me and ask me,
"Oh, are you asking this? Or are you this or that?"
If you want to talk to me direct. Don't go through the corners.
You didn't say anything. You didn't approach me. You didn't ask me anything. And you were standing there arguing over me. You felt it was right for you to just take pictures of me as well. I don't know if you ever watch this video. If you do watch this video and you see me talking and you realize that I'm talking about that experience that you gave me, just know that I wasn't happy at all. I wasn't. You could have at least approached me and asked me if it was okay to take a picture of me, or you felt that I looked like someone you knew, so am I the person? Right. So the reason why I'm sharing this story is that some few weeks after this incident or this encounter, I got to work and our porter approached me and told me that someone came here looking like me, and she came having a picture of me, and that she was looking for me. I'm like, "Oh, who is it?" And he said, "Oh, the person looks really nice. She looks like you, exactly like you. She was looking for you and you hadn't come. She was asking for your number. And because we felt maybe you weren't aware of it, we didn't get the number. So she left her number. So yeah, as I speak to you now, I have the number of this young lady who looks exactly like me, and I'm yet to call her. So maybe I'm asking for your opinion. What do you think? Do you think I should call her and we form some alliance, or I should just ignore, since how they went about the whole situation was wrong?" I know there are some documentaries going around that says at least everyone has someone that looks exactly like them. There's someone that looks like you. Maybe you haven't seen it. So what do you think? Should I call this person? Should I just call her and say, "Oh yeah, hi, look alike"? Like, what do I even tell her if I decide to call?
If you have some money, you are not using it. I need a miracle in my life.
And do you think what the guy did was right? And how would you have approached the whole situation if you were me? So we've come to the end of today's episode. Today was just about an experience I had.
I don't know any moral lesson that you've gotten from this.
Everyone or anyone that decides to take pictures of others, know that, it's allowed to take pictures of people in public areas, but something that you wouldn't be happy about if it's been done to you, you shouldn't do it to another person. If you know that taking pictures of someone will make them feel uncomfortable, then don't do it. Approach the person, ask them nicely, "Oh, is it okay to take pictures of you? Would you be okay if I could take a picture of you?" Even if I'm a celebrity, you can approach me and ask me if it's okay to take a picture of me or a picture with me. And I don't think I'll say no to that. Even if I say no to that, you know that at least you asked. and you know my true feelings about taking pictures or not.
I have to turn one of the phone off.
You haven't read any of them? Messages of
No,
support?
no, not at all. No.
Anya, kana min post mpo kakra.
Yeah, it's not allowed. I feel like it's not allowed. I don't know about you. Maybe some of you think it's okay to be taking pictures of others without their consent, but to me, I feel like it's a no-no. Yeah. So once again, remember that a healthy mind and body is about one. So like my video, subscribe to my channel, and have a lovely day. Bye. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to yet another episode on Talk with Amma, your holistic and wellness channel. So, for today's episode, we are going to look at how we can relieve anxiety, how we can stop worrying, and how we can help our mind reach its full potential. We're going to look at how to declutter our mind. So, if you're new here, subscribe to my channel. Welcome once again. Like the video. If you want to learn more about how to declutter your minds, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. When your mind is cluttered, it wastes your time, it creates a mental confusion, it drains you, and in the end, you feel like you've not gotten anywhere. Some things that can make your mind feel cluttered. Let me just quickly go through some things. You have the daily stress. This one is when you're thinking about a whole lot of things throughout the day. You have a very busy lifestyle. It mostly happens when you don't have enough passion for what you're doing. This can cause your mind to clutter. If you're having unrealistic expectations, okay, so maybe you're dating someone and you're expecting the person to just change overnight, or you have a child who is into arts and you want the child to be a doctor and the child is just not picking up, it can make your mind feel cluttered. Another thing is, procrastinating. Okay, so if you have tasks that you have to do, you have some assignments, you have some project work, and you keep procrastinating, the more you do that, the more your mind gets cluttered. Also, if you do not filter out the noise, the thoughts, some of us, we are glued to social media. We always go on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we are looking at other people's lifestyle. We are looking at pictures and we are wondering why we are not as beautiful as someone, or why we don't have these assets. And even though it's unconscious, it makes our mind feel a little cluttered. We are pressured to do something that may not be in our timeline. We are not competing with anyone. Okay, so the first tip to help us declutter our mind is to get some sleep. You're busy, you're having a very busy lifestyle, and you don't want to sleep as well. It's a very bad habit, so do get some sleep. It will help you relax, it will help your mind refreshed, you feel anew in the morning, so definitely do get some sleep. So also practice meditation. If you're a Christian, be in tune with the Spirit. The Holy Spirit communicates to us through our inner man. Do meditation and other things. When you're quiet, when you're still, when you just reflect, it can help you declutter your mind. You'll be able to know what to do at every point in time. Another practice that can also help a lot is to learn the habit of transferring your thoughts on a piece of paper, which your mind feel organized, because you are transferring every thought that is over the place on a piece of paper. Then you're able to see what you have in your mind, and it makes your mind relax. If you have plenty things that you want to do, you look at the biggest one, try and complete that one, and it follows like that. So let's say you're supposed to pay your children's school fees, you're supposed to finish an assignment, you're supposed to represent or go for a meeting somewhere. So once you set the priority, you take them according to the most demanded ones based on the timelines and the deadlines as well. And it helps you to declutter your mind. So you're not confused, you don't have anxiety. It helps you to be at peace with yourself. Another point is to practice being decisive. I am guilty of this one because most of the time I'm a little indecisive.
when I'm presented with options, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of ladies fall under this one. We are not so decisive when it comes to some things. We cannot make choices when it comes to our clothes. We cannot make choices when it comes to our shoes. Even the dress we wear to church and other things, we are so indecisive about a whole lot of things. The world is full of choices, and all these things makes us feel like there are plenty options, and it keeps our mind cluttered because we cannot decide on what to do. Practice saying yes, practice saying no. This maybe thing, I'm not too sure. Okay, let me think about it. Is really not something that we should practice doing. We shouldn't do this false impression thing that we want everyone to like us. Not everyone will like you, even Jesus Christ. People hated him. Another tip is to challenge negativity. How do you challenge negativity? You practice more gratitude. You are thankful for everything that you have. So when people compliment you and they go like bats, then your whole mind cancels everything, the compliments, then you just focus on the negative, which I feel like is more like a bias thing that our body does sometimes. So when you are worried or when you are stressed about something, instead of paying attention to that negative thing that happened to us, let's say you're worried because you put in a huge amount of money into a particular investment and you're not too sure if you're going to make profits or not, and your mind is just tuned into the negativity and you're thinking about the fact that you're going to lose this huge amount of money if you don't make it. When we say challenge negativity, you can also do about that is that, okay, you list the worst thing that could ever happen and you deal with that. Okay, so if this happens, what am I going to do about it? You just write it. Okay, so even though it's not going to happen, in case it happens, this is what you're going to do. Well, are you going to lose your home? If you lose your home, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to stay on the streets? If you're going to stay on the streets, how are you going to eat? Like, just list all the worst thing that you think could happen to you. List them and deal with them. Okay. Once you deal with all that, and you look at the positive aspect, this is one way we can just clear off fear. Most of us, we don't even want to look at the worst thing that could happen because it's definitely not part of us. And I understand it's good not to even look at that. But then to help you release tension and fear, you can deal with the worst thing that could happen head on. List them all down. I'm not saying practice it all the time, but then it helps you to relieve anxiety and fear, especially when you are not too sure about something. Deal with that thing and also channel your energy into more positivity. So how am I going to make this thing work? What should I learn? How am I going to invest in myself? If you're negative and always having this negative aura around you, you'll always attract negative things to yourself. Always be positive about yourself. Be positive about something that you're doing. And once again, let me still bring this thing in. Be in step with the spirit. Most of us rush into things because we just listen to our minds and the facts and other things that is going on in this world that we think, oh, this person made it in this area, so definitely if I'm also going into this area, then I'm going to make it. We don't listen to our inner man's spirit. When you feel, you get up. When you fall, you rise up. When you fall 7 times, you rise up 7 times. Another tip to declutter your mind is to confide in someone that you love. It's good to talk about something that is bothering you and eating you up with someone that you trust and love. This one though, you have to be wise about it and know who to talk to, what to say, and how to go about it. Or if you don't have anyone that you can confide in, then sorry, it will be well that you can communicate with God. But you are on this earth and you are relating with people around you. So you definitely need someone that you can confide in, you can say whatever to. They can judge you and they can talk to your face, but then they will help you. They don't just listen to whatever your troubles are, but they are also involved in helping you and bringing you out of your troubles and also assisting you in several other ways, whether emotionally, mentally, physically. And this helps you declutter your mind. This helps you set clear priorities because you get other opinions, you get other perspectives about something that you're going through. And trust me, most times what we see huge, when we share with someone, it could be not too huge, and we are able to bring ideas together. Another thing is to declutter your environment. So you want to declutter your mind, but then your environment is just another thing altogether. It's smelly, it's messy, it's just all over the place. How would you be able to declutter your mind when you have such an environment? Keep a simple, neat, arranged environment, because anything your eyes feed on, it sticks in your mind. Okay, you wouldn't want to have images of unwashed clothes, images of scattered, dirty clutter all around in your mind. Already, your mind is full of other things, and you're adding untidy, cluttered things to in addition. So it's not a good practice. Then enjoy time with nature. Could be forests, wildlife, anything, not too artificial but natural. Practicing that would help you just relieve anxiety, makes you refresh, make you feel alive again. So if you can afford it, take a break, go out. It could be a solo trip. You don't always have to go out with someone or friends or a loved one. You can do a solo trip. When you come back, you feel all refreshed and powered up to work again. Last thing for now, for this video, is a limit on your social media intake. Social media can motivate you, but can also make you feel more stressed and more depressed. Limit your intake on social media. Don't be deceived to think that people posting pictures or videos on social media are always happy, even though it may seem as though they are, because definitely they would want to put their best life on social media. Even with your intake on social media, know what to watch and what not to watch. So we've looked at some tips we can use to declutter our minds, and I believe that there are more tips that are there to help us declutter our mind. But for now, these are what I have to share. I still use some of these tips when I feel like my mind is on overdrive, or I feel confused or pressured or rushed about something. You can also use these tips. Share this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also comment below some of the tips you use to declutter your mind. Once again, remember that a healthy mind and body is a well-being.
Hello, lovely viewers. It's yet another episode of Talk with me, Amma. It's your girl, Dr. Amma, and today we'll be looking at the basic items you need in your first aid kit. I think there are 7 basic items you need in your first aid kit. So if you want to learn more, if you want to know what these items are, stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Alright, so number 1 on the list is the pain medication or painkillers. That's how we normally call them. For pain, headache, backache, all the pain that you may feel. You do need a pain medication on the list. So we should take note, however, that the basic one, the one that doesn't react with most medications, and it has a relatively safer profile in terms of its side effects, is the paracetamol, or some people call it acetaminophen or para. So as long as you are staying within the recommended dose, which is not more than 4 grams a day, then it's okay, it's safe. But then there's another option, a stronger anti-inflammatory medication that you can take. So like the Brufen, the naproxen, the diclofenac. However, these medications do react with other medications. So for people that have other, complications or diseases like asthma, among others, it's not advisable to take the anti-inflammatory medications like the Brufen. If you have ulcer, not, because these other medications can cause bleeding. So you can just stay with the paracetamol, or if you're okay and you don't have any other complications, then you can try the brufen and other pain medications. Otherwise, it's part of the first aid. So number 2 on the list is medication for relief of indigestion or heartburns or trapped wind, or what we call the bloating feeling. Yes. So you can get in some antacids or medication that help with indigestion. There's some food that are fatty, greasy, spicy. So anytime we take them, we have this bloating or indigestion feeling, which is quite uncomfortable. It's not advisable to be eating fatty foods, but once in a while you may take them without even knowing. So for such uncomfortable feelings, having an antacid being part of your first aid is helpful. So we have medications like malus, gastro, nugel, Tums, Reni, amongst others. So you can have such medications being part of your first aid kit. However, we should take note for people that, experience such discomfort on a regular basis, especially regardless of the food they've eaten. So there are some people that, whether they've eaten fatty, greasy, anything they eat, they're having heartburns, they're having gases, amongst others. When it happens on a regular basis, you may want to visit the hospital just to be on the safer side. If you are experiencing such effects on a regular basis, regardless of the food you are eating, then it's time to dog the first aid and head to your hospital. The third item you need in your first aid kit is the cough suppressant or the expectorant. So if you're coughing, it could be dry, it could be wet. If it's dry, get the cough medications for dry cough. So you can get maybe 2, the dry and the expectorant type, being part of your first aid kit. Do take note if you're driving or you're working with heavy machines and all that, you just know that cough suppressants or expectorants with active ingredients that cause the sedating nature could be harmful. So if you're not sure which one to take, then it's best to visit your local pharmacy or the hospital.
It doesn't mean that the moment you start coughing, you go and get some antibiotics.
Antibiotics are not first aid items. There are different types of antibiotics. They all treat different diseases. They don't give antibiotics for normal cough and flu. Most cough are self-limiting, so it goes after a certain period of time. So you may want to get something that would help soothe the symptoms. You can also just do like warm water, lemon, ginger mixture instead of getting like cough suppressants or an expectorant. But then it becomes quite handy when you have such items in your first aid kit. You just have to know how to use it, the side effects related to some of them, and know when to throw them away when you open, because it's not like eternity medication, so you do get expired and becomes less effective when open for a particular period of time. So number 4 on the list is loperamide. It's not a confusing drug. So what most people call collodium or Imodium, so they are anti-diarrhea medications. You may want to get, such medications being part of your first aid kit, just to prolong the period you may visit your washroom, especially when you are in an emergency or you are not in a place where you easily find a washroom. So for some conditions and for some people, there may not be a need to take in the loperamide or the collodium because it could be an infection and the body just wants to naturally get rid of the things coming out. So you may not need an anti-diarrhea medication, but just to control yourself a little bit, you can get the collodium or the Imodium.
Number 5. No, sorry. Number 5.
Okay, so the fifth item you need on your first aid kit. So basic items for wound dressing. Yeah, very important. So this is where you get your plaster, your methylated spirits, your dress solution or ointment. You can also get an antiseptic cream. What else? Gauze bandage, amongst others. However, if you are realizing that your wound or the cut looks infected, then it's time to head to the hospital to have a professional attend to your wound. If the cut is really big and there's plenty blood coming out as well, you have to dog your first aid kit, and maybe you can just clean around it then head straight to your hospital. But you need these items being part of your first aid kit. Number 6, or the sixth basic item you need in your first aid kit. You can get a soothing cream. So there are sometimes that we get rashes. It could be heat rashes. It could be, dermatitis, eczema. For some people, they are prone to eczema. For such people, you can get a soothing cream. It would come in handy when you're having like rashes and other eczema and other things. Yeah. So the last or the seventh item is an antihistamine. Okay, so it could be an antihistamine cream or the tablet. There are some people that are prone to allergic reactions. They don't like some things. Some things trigger some allergies. So it could come in the form of rashes or even some bites. Insect bites can cause some allergic reaction, very itchy reaction. So you can get something like Histagon, any anti-allergy cream or medication. You can also get the tablets. However, such tablets can cause sedating or drowsy effects. So you may want to take it at night only, or if you're not working on any machine or driving, then it's safe. Otherwise, just be cautious when taking these anti-allergy medication. When you realize that your reactions are not subsiding or going down, then my friend, it's time to head to the hospital. Yes, so have a lovely day. I hope we are able to learn the basic items we need in our first aid kits. So do comment below some of the items you do have in your first aid kits. I know that some people that they have a mini pharmacy in their houses. They have everything, every medication, whether antibiotics, they have it all. So repent if you are such a person. What are our take homes? Okay, so antibiotics are not first aid medications. When you're taking painkillers, do know your recommended dose. Wounds that are infected should be treated by professionals. You can do the normal basic wound dressing and cleaning. However, if you realize that your wound is getting infected, kindly go to a professional to have the right person attend to your wounds. Some cough medications are drowsy and can cause a sedating effect. So know when to stay at home and sleep and when to go and drive and be working on machines. We don't want any harms and accidents, please. Thank you. So have a lovely day. It's stuck with me, Awa, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.